So I was actually a student at one of our very first high school programs here at the center. Growing up, my parents were first-generation immigrants, and they didn't have a lot of resources. There was no funding for like a childcare babysitter, so I really didn't have a place to go. And being the oldest out of 4 kids, became my responsibility to be, the caretaker at home while our parents worked. And so when I was, a team leader in the first grade class, I saw a lot of myself in those kids, and it just gave me a lot of purpose knowing that they had a safe place to be and that they didn't have to do, some of the things that I had to do growing up, just become the caretaker, and they could just be kids.
Started in 1978, a group of Chinese Americans were very concerned about immigrants coming from China and struggling with language and culture. And so they set up an agency to help those folks. You might get a bill from SMUD and not understand it. You might want to become a citizen, so you came in and took citizenship classes that we offered. Even the littlest things to help Chinese Americans assimilate into the culture. And then year 2000, we started working with school sites and the children of many of these immigrants and refugees. And soon the districts were offering more and more school sites, and now we've gone over 90, on our way to 100 school sites where we run before school, after school, kinder care for kids in our community.
One thing that I love about the work that we do is it's a little like school and a little like home. And we get to influence them in terms of like their learning and their academic growth in a way that is less rigid than sometimes the school day. Outside of the academic growth, right, it's a space for them to grow socially and to kind of build friendships, and especially when it comes to some of those developmental pieces like self-awareness and self-management.
I like seeing when we have like the English learners to come and they're part of our after-school programs. I know we had one girl who came from Vietnam and she didn't speak any English, but throughout the school year it started to build up, and then we had the little translator, Google Translator, so you'll see all the kids messing around with the little phone and they're like translating. It's always fun to see it when you just start to see they're picking up all like some of the slang that some of the kids are saying too.
I was at Disneyland with my family, and I heard somebody yelling, "Mr. Smith, Mr. Smith." And it was one of my students, that was in the mentor program, and she had got a full ride to Stanford. And she started talking about the impact that the program had, and just being inspired by the opportunities to do all these different things. And it made her want to, go to college, get to the next level, and really give back and provide that experience to others.
We had a student, and I get emotional when I think about it, but it was his first year with the program, and he was kind of a troubled student, and the program, he said, saved his life. He was really struggling with some other factors in his life, and he said just being given the opportunity to do better and to have the responsibility and to have the opportunity to take on a job and to give back to the community, it saved his life. He actually works with us as a team leader, right? So he's one of ours now. And so just having the opportunity to see kind of the fulfillment that these students have by participating in our various opportunities from kindergarten all the way up. And so
as a parent, we have reservations with who, our children are with. That's not the case for me. I know each staff personally as well, not just who they are as the team leader, but also getting to know them beyond their name and beyond the program, right? They take really good care of our children. All of our students here are safe and nurtured here in the program.
One of the things I just love to hear, one of the most wonderful stories is when an employee says, I used to be a student in your program, and when I got to working age, I wanted to be part of this agency, and they're working with us today. And that's just the most wonderful thing we can imagine, is to have that full cycle moment where our employees were students, and now they want to give back to the community, just like when they were kids.
I always tell my team leaders, it's very funny, but I always tell them this is like a job that you get to be a paid athlete, paid gamer, paid artist. Whatever hobby, special skills that you have, that you can bring to the students, this is the job for it.
We have not focused a lot on donations over the years. And part of the reason for that is the kind of marketing that you have to do in order to get donations is pretty significant. Do we need donations? Absolutely. We have some amazing programs. All our high schools have robotics programs. We buy video game for a lot of kids who don't have that option at home, or they can't afford it. So we have competitions between school sites. So there are so many places where we could use money or resources that people might have to support those kinds of high-end programs that are very costly.
One thing that I would want the public to know, our work extends beyond just students and families, right? We really focus on like the community. And I think a lot of times we come into this work thinking like I'm gonna make an impact, and we don't always understand that the communities that we work with make a great impact on ourselves. It's been great to see that, it's not just the teachers that help make these things successful. It's the parents, the families, it's the couple that lives across the street whose students have long graduated, that are still invested in that community. All of those moving pieces help to bring us together, and we get to serve as kind of a resource connecting point that really help to make the school sites flourish and blossom.